Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. Today we are here for another episode of our My Team, driver career mode, McLaren driver career mode. I believe this is round number 8 for the Austrian Grand Prix, and of course the Austrian Grand Prix as a sprint race. So it's going to be interesting as we skip through practice and eventually head into qualifying. So here we are then in the session, and you can see we've got a system fault, so we're gonna skip over the time and eventually head onto our first run as into turn 1, brake just after the 100-meter board on the curb. And you can see we don't hit the apex and we don't get any traction, which I thought was very weird. And you'll see now out of turn 3 again will be very weird. Anyway, Lando, interesting how he tries to get off the way. But now the traction we get, we go up and then down, and like the revs sounds very weird. End of lap number 1, we go P5 with a 105.8. We then try and push again. As you can see, we're up again, and you can see now on the bottom right we're on 50 diff, and we'll see how that changes to the end of the lap. We then head into turn 3, brake just at the 100-meter board, and we actually lock the rears. So we're gonna move out of the way of Lando and eventually head on to our second run in this session. See, we're about 3/10 up through the final corner, clipping the apex nicely using all of the track, and we're about 3.5 tenths up to a 105.4, which puts us P11. We then jump onto the final run, and now we've changed the diff, so just look at the delta, how much time we gain out of turn 3. 4/10 gained purely because we changed the diff by 2 clicks. Anyway, we then obviously kept on pushing, gained more time, turn 5 again, way better traction. So we're 5.5 tenths up, throwing it through turn 6 and turn 7. Not really hitting the apex, but you don't really want to hit it too much. Anyway, heading into the final 2 corners, we're almost 8/10 up, so a very strong lap. Through the penultimate corner and through the final corner, nice line, and across the line we're gonna improve by 8/10, which puts us into P11. So that's where we're gonna start for the sprint race. Let's see if we can make up any positions. And yeah, you can see strategy. It's only 6 laps since the main race is a 25% race. So you can see we lower the fuel, so we're a bit more competitive on a lower the front wing. So we're a bit more competitive on a straight line. We do the formation lap, and yeah, let's hope we can potentially get points in the sprint race, but if not, at least improve our position for the main race. We then skip to the end of the formation lap, as we're going to try and park our car nicely and set the car up for a good race. As you can see, 0.4, that's perfect. Purple score for us then, as we wait for the rest of the grid to line up. As here we go, then the lights are coming on, as we've got 5 red lights, and it is lights out, and away we go for round number 8 of the season here in Spielberg. As you can see, we don't get the best of starts. Luckily, Sonoda can't stick his nose in there as we regain 2 positions past Gasly and Magnussen on the outside of turn 1, as we had a nice amount of space there to swoop right around the outside of the 2 of them. Then heading into turn 3, we're going to go for a massive lunge down the inside of Ocon and Bottas, and we make our way up into P9. Obviously not in points playing positions yet. You could see Bottas comes back at us as Alonso runs in deep ahead, as we're alongside Valtteri Bottas. This is a great scrap heading into turn 6. Gonna go right round the outside of the fin, but he just about keeps his nose in. But then for turn 7, I believe it is, we can take the apex and we're up to P9. So good start to the race, gaining 2 positions. We then fast forward in time to the start of lap number 2. As you can see, heading into turn 3, we're gonna go to the outside of Fernando Alonso, gonna try and get a good exit here, and just the momentum we carry through there was so much higher than Alonso, so we absolutely fly past, because yeah, just our momentum being so much better. You can see Alonso dive bombs us there, and that caught me by surprise. That's why I turned out of the corner for a second. As we then go side by side through turn 6 again, this time we're on the inside, and we leave Alonso no chance. And that was it for the sprint race. P8, so we'll get a point. It's only 6 laps, obviously, so not really much happened. Lando P7, us P8, so 3 points for the team. Not too bad, but now it's time for the main race.
Welcome from the beautiful Styrian Mountains for another chapter in the story of the Austrian Grand Prix. It's one of the shortest laps on the calendar today then, with 7 rights and just 3 lefts, making up the 10 corners of this high-speed circuit. Turn 2 is barely a corner at all. They'll be flat out through there, a left-hand kink into the uphill braking zone of turn 3. Turns 1, 3 and 4 are all potential opportunities to overtake. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. A fantastic effort from Charles Leclerc yesterday, and it's put him on pole. And the smooth operator Carlos Sainz completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Verstappen, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Norris. A McLaren, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, and Esteban Ocon. Magnussen, Vettel, Alex Albon, and Stroll. Gasly, they've taken a grid penalty. Latifi, Sergio Perez, and Guan Yu Zhou. Mick Schumacher, and Yuki Tsunoda. And now it's time to head down to the track. Anthony Davidson joins me once again in the commentary box, and it's fantastic to have you with us here, but I'm curious, as a man with experience out on the track, how do you stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn 1, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It will keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Here we are then on the grid for the main race. You can see selecting the alternate medium soft strategy and lowering the fuel down to 18.7 laps. Also adding 1 click on the front wing, I believe. And we head into the formation lap. You can see Alonso behind on mediums too. Our teammates Lewis and Bottas all on softs. So would be nice if we could stay in this position for the start as we then move to the start. Can we line it up even better than we can for the sprint? We can indeed. Sprint was 0.4 meters and now we did 0.2. As once again we're waiting for the rest of the grid to line up. And should be good, as here we go then. The lights come on. We've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights. And we are underway for the second time this weekend for the main race. As you can see, again we struggle with traction. Alonso and Bottas. Well, Alonso gets fully past. Bottas gets alongside, but you could see he stuck his nose up the inside of Alonso. completely destroying his momentum and Alonso's momentum, meaning we can go and try and attack the Spaniard into turn 3. You can see we almost hit our teammate there, so we went in deep. Somehow didn't lose any other positions besides the one we tried to get, as we've still got Alonso. See, we're not gonna dive bomb him. I felt like we're a bit too far away there. Yeah, we then head on to the start of lap number 3. Alonso goes down the inside at the first corner on our teammate. As you can see, we made a tiny bit of contact, but now we're alongside the Spaniard. But look how quick that Alpine is on a straight line. Lando goes defensive into turn 3. As I'm not sure how we made it through there alive. But anyway, again, we're still side by side with the Alpine. You can see we're gaining on Lando. Will we go for a move? Will it be 3 wide? No, it will not, as we try and get ahead of Alonso. But in doing so, I think we slightly tapped Lando, and that meant that he backed out. So we got past, so that's good, but I'm not sure if he held on. We then fast forward time, and you could see Leclerc getting past, and then at the end of the next lap, we will come in for our pit stop onto fresh softs, of course. So the AI that will be around us have worn mediums, and we're on fresh softs. So hopefully we can make up a few more positions, as we get a late pit turn, and that's not gonna help us, as the stop is 3.3 seconds long instead of 2.2, which would be possible if you get an optimal turn in. We then come out behind Norris and I believe behind Sergio Perez too. As you can see, come out right behind him. We get DRS, and you can see we're literally instantly on his rear, as you go right back up the inside into turn 3 to try and make the move. We shove him off. Well, we don't shove him off, but we just extend our elbows a bit, as we then jump onto lap number 14. As you can see, coming through turn 7, turn 8 or turn 7, not sure. We get a penalty. We get a 3-second penalty. So we'll jump to the end of lap number 18. Leclerc comes home with the win in Red Bull's home track, I guess. Sainz with the fastest lap in P2, so 1-2 for Ferrari. As we're gonna come home in P8. Sadly, Checo's within our 3 seconds. As we could pick up another warning there. It's a stupid, silly one. But across the line we come for P8.
And that's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Ferme.
That's a spectacular victory, and with it, the championship is secure. It's been a magnificent season, and they thoroughly deserve the cheers of the crowd here today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari, do it again. After this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. Charles Leclerc, currently leading the championship standings, extends his lead even further with this result. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Well, you can't fault anything that Sergio Perez did out on the track today. He drove flawlessly, making him an easy pick.
So then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.
But that was it then with this episode. If you did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. You can see Constructors now only 2 points behind Alpine, so we're definitely gonna try and overtake them in the final few races of the season. If you did enjoy, please subscribe and help me out with the YouTube algorithm, as I'm trying to reach 100 subs as soon as I can. And next race we're at Zandvoort, and all I'm telling you is we have good pace there because I had to do Zandvoort for league sign up. So definitely check out that episode, turn on post notifications, do not miss it. So from me, until next time, take care and goodbye.